Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back for another video. We got big news in the boxing world, people. Tyson Fury is set to face Francis Ngannou October 28th in Saudi Arabia. Saudi are just taking over just the whole sports world with, boxing, soccer, just everything. Everything. They're trying to make Saudi the next Vegas, people. Just the next, even Formula One. But let's get to the point of this fight. Tyson Fury is facing Francis Ngannou. In a boxing standpoint, if you're a boxing fan, I wouldn't know how to feel about this. The number one heavyweight in the world, the heavyweight champion of the world, instead of facing two other contenders, such as Alexander Usyk and even Anthony Joshua, you decide to go for the easy money and take it against Francis Ngannou. Look, and the worst thing is with the whole Usyk and Fury situation, they've been negotiating this for months, people. Months. Usyk went to the point throughout these negotiations saying it wasn't working out. He said he took a 70-30 split and the fight still didn't transpire. It's not a good look for the heavyweight champion of the world. And even for boxing, if you're looking, I wouldn't say he's scared, but if you're not looking to take tough fights like this and you're talking about legacy, it's not a good look for you. It's not a good look for the sport, and it's not even a good look for your fans. They're not going to be able to appreciate that. And look, I love Ngannou. I love this fight for him. I'm a big MMA fan, so I love this for him. He's worked very hard for this. So, especially to be able to fight out his UFC contract and finally get the money fight he deserves, I love it for him. He has an amazing story. It's amazing. But the fact that this fight was so easy to make compared to Usyk, compared to negotiations with Joshua about a year and a half ago, it's very alarming for boxing fans. It's not a good look when you're the heavyweight champion and you're in your prime and you still have a significant amount of opponents to face looking to fight for your title. I don't think this is the best option for him right now, but I understand, he wants the money. He's been doing it for the last couple of fights, with Dillian Whyte, also with Derek Chisora. And those guys are basically, stylistically, they're very similar. Derek Chisora and Dillian Whyte. And he wiped the floor with them. It was an easy fight for him. But when you're talking about legacy and you're wanting to win more, it's kind of alarming. And Frank Warren, what's going on? We need answers on why the Usyk fight never panned out. We need more answers on this. And maybe, hopefully, in the future, these fights can transpire. But let's get into about the fight itself. Look, I loved it. Like I was saying, I love this fight for Francis and everything. And I feel like if there was anyone I would root for to win, I would like Francis to win. I think anybody would like Francis to win. I was watching True Jordy and Wade talk about it. They all want Francis to win. But the problem is, it's not a sanctioned bout. It's an exhibition. At least, in my opinion, I think he should at least try and clear out the division before he goes out and fights Francis. And I think this fight in a revenue standpoint will still bring a lot of viewership. Francis, he's still at the peak of his powers. Like we were saying about Fury, he's still at the peak of his powers. It's going to gain interest from both the MMA side and even the boxing side of things. So, and especially two heavyweights clashing, it's huge. That's like huge thing for the sport. So, look, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to be rooting for my man Francis. I hope he wins that. I love his story. I love that he was able to prove Dana White wrong and go out and do this fight, and PFL to let him do this fight. It's a good thing for him. I'm going to be rooting for him. He's got the knockout power. He's got the knockout power to do so, but he has no boxing experience. And you're going up against a guy who's 6'9", 290 pounds, who moves like a lightweight. He moves like a lightweight. He's very light on his feet. He's a super technical fighter we know how the fight will more than likely go. But, it would be great to see, Francis get his moment and beat him. But more than likely, we know how the fight's going to go. We know Fury's just going to just piece him up within how many rounds and how many rounds the fight's going to be. That has not been announced yet. When that's announced, we'll get that too. We'll talk more in depth with that. But more than likely, yeah, it's probably just going to be a Fury win. He's just going to piece him up a little bit. Just try to maximize the rounds. Just push it to a decision victory. And that's the end of the story. And I like Fury. He's had amazing fights with Wilder. Those 3 fights, that last fight was amazing. Probably, in my opinion, one of the best heavyweight fights in the world, like in history, that we have ever seen. But it's a shame, man. Boxing is missing out on huge opportunities with this Fury and Usyk fight. And they just never seem to pin it out. And the fact that these lower weight classes are able to pull out better fights, we're going to see Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. We're seeing Jamel Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. And we saw, Tank versus Ryan Garcia. And even Haney and Lomachenko. We're seeing these banger fights. And the heavyweight division just seems to not be able to pull it off. I don't know what it is. It's been like this for years. Something needs to change. Something needs to change within the heavyweight division for us to see the best fights possible. And I don't know who could solve this problem. Frank Warren, figure it out. We all want to see Usyk versus Tyson Fury. So let's make it happen after this fight, please. As a boxing fan, truly. The revenue, the views it's going to bring to the whole world, especially these guys in their primes. We need to make this happen. But anyways, good game, boys. Catch you later. Deuces.